Morning. I can hear you. What are you using? Oh, you're...
Hello? One second, honey. Johnny?
I'm here.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
Let's turn your mic on. Oh,
It's on.
you're muted. Here you go. Try now.
Hi.
Morning.
Can you hear?
Hello.
Anything else need to be adjusted, Hannibal?
I don't think so. Can I
Jeff,
see
this is
some...
my boyfriend, Johnny.
Name isn't Jeff. My name is Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Lecter.
Sorry.
not here.
No,
So you're
yes.
good. You're,
Dr. Lecter.
you're good, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're off and running. You have power. You're golden.
All right.
Have a
I
great
just
one.
need protection is what I need because I'm with Hannibal Lecter.
Don't be so upset. Everything will be fine. Can I see some credentials?
Like my license?
Or social security card or anything like that?
I just have my pictures of my dogs.
Let's talk
that
about your
should-
dog. Don't worry about your credentials. You got a little dog, don't you? What kind of dog is it?
Well, they're not delicious. Two rescues, Adele Castro, and Desmond Tutu.
Your real name is Cheri Oteri. Cheri Oteri. Name like that must have toughened your knuckles.
Must be tough on the knuckles.
Toughened your knuckles.
Toughened the knuckles.
5'2", strongly built, born in Philadelphia, but probably lied. Tell me, Charisse, did you lie? And don't lie or I'll know.
Yes, I'm 5 foot.
You're born in 19... No, don't tell me. You're born in...
Yeah,
no, we won't say it.
No, you don't need to say
No,
that.
I was wondering the date. September 19. You're a Virgo.
Yep.
Same size as Chris Kattan. Do you ever think of eating Chris Kattan?
No, not without a lot of hot sauce.
Tell me about hot sauce.
I love it. It makes everything shitty taste better because your mouth is burning.
What type of hot sauce do you like?
Oh gosh. Well, I like my own homemade gravy, tomato sauce with hot flake pepper flakes.
Now, you referred to it as gravy. Is that because you're Italian?
Yes, and from Philadelphia, the suburbs where I was born, we called it gravy. And the pasta was called macaronis.
You moved to Los Angeles when you were 25. You improvised your way to the groundlings. You want to get out. You want to get anywhere. You want to get all the way to SNL.
No, actually, I moved to Los Angeles to work at A&M Records, to get in the record business. And I worked at A&M Records for 5 years, first in their publishing company and then in the record company. And the whole time I was doing that, I took classes at the groundlings because I thought, nobody knows me here. If I was ever going to make a fool of myself, this is the time. So I got into the groundlings and it changed my life.
How rather slippery of you.
Slippery?
You know, like a
Slippery.
rainstorm. Did you ever cut it up at work? You ever make jokes? When you're at the
Yes.
ER?
Yes, A&M. I used to, yes, and people always said, oh, you're so funny, you should do stand-up. And I could never imagine doing stand-up because it was too frightening for me to be myself. Then when I discovered the groundlings, I was like, there's something else besides stand-up. There's sketch comedy, improvisation, characters, writing, and I was just like, okay, this is me.
Do you remember the first time you got on stage? Were you anxious? Were you excited?
Sure was.
How did it
Sure
make you
was.
feel?
Well, I was scared shitless. And I still get scared shitless to this day.
What do you mean? You get scared before you go on? You're scared when you're doing it?
No, I poop a lot right before I'm going to go on. I said shitless.
Is
I
that
meant
true?
It literally.
Are you really telling me
Yeah.
the truth on that? Or are you making a joke?
I'm going to tell you something. I would get so scared before a show, everything would empty out. I was light as a feather when I was on stage. Yeah, I would. That's how scared I would get.
But you're so funny and charming. Such a lovely smile. Where'd you get that lovely smile from? Cheri's?
My mom and dad, I guess. Thank you, Hannibal. Thank you, Hannibal.
Thank you. On SNL, do you ever fantasize about eating any of the other cast members?
No, I didn't. I actually did not. And that's good because it would have taken away focus.
What was it like being on SNL? Seemed to be a pretty high pressure situation.
It was comedy boot camp. It was kind of like, but the good thing is the Groundlings really helped get me ready for SNL because, you know, you have a whole room full of writers, but nobody has to necessarily write for you. So luckily the Groundlings, that's where I started writing. And so I wrote just as much on SNL. The only difference is you don't get paid for writing.
And you don't get an Emmy for writing either, do you? Even if they won an Emmy. Even if you wrote a sketch that won an Emmy, you don't get an Emmy for writing.
Right. But, you know, you trade one thing in for, I mean, it gave me my dream. So that consisted of being able to write whatever my imagination dreamt of. So, you know, it's a luxury, and it's also it makes it 10 times more pressure because you feel like you're auditioning every week for a show you already got.
Tell me about that.
There's no guarantee your stuff is going to get in. And if your stuff it doesn't get in, you really don't get written for much. You're kind of like, you're actually in the audience saying, that was a good sketch, wasn't it? That was good.
It really is that kind of way, isn't it? You just sit there, you sit in your dressing room waiting for the next week to come by. Tell me about the first character you ever thought of. What was the first character you ever thought of?
At SNL?
In your life?
Oh my God. Well, at the Groundlings, I did the Italian lady on the porch, and it was loosely based on my grandmother. It was everybody's Italian grandmother in South Philly, pretty much. She, you know, the grandmother that policed the street, and anytime a ball landed on her porch, she says, I keep it now, have your mother come get it.
I remember that sketch. You did that on Saturday Night Live.
I did that at the Groundlings, so I think that was maybe one of the first, you know, characters that I did, and I was able to base it off of a recollection of like my childhood and of my grandmom.
Did your grandma have a chance to see that sketch?
Yes, she did.
How'd she like it?
She loved it because nobody thinks it's them. When I do something, a character based on somebody like loosely based, they never think it's them. No one who's a character thinks they're a character.
But once you showed her that she was a character, how'd she react?
She loved it.
She loved it.
She loved it.
Tell me about your dogs some more. How big are they? How much do they weigh? Are they...
Adele's a little one. She's like a Pomeranian Corgi mix. And then Desi is much bigger. He's like 40 pounds maybe. And he's just... Both of them rescues. They're both... If I could have... I would. I would even have a third dog. But over the pandemic, my boyfriend and I fostered and found homes for 3 dogs. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's really nice and sweet. How generous.
That's a buffet for you. That'd be a buffet for you.
Are you making fun of me?
You heard me.
You played a cheerleader on Saturday Night Live. Did you ever have fantasies of playing a cheerleader in real life?
I did when I was in high school and grade school.
Tell
But
me
back
about
then,
that.
you really didn't need skills like you do today to be a cheerleader. Cheerleaders today, they're like dancers, they're gymnasts. If you could do a half split and a herky jump, you had a shot. But it was like, because I really didn't have any skills or talent, and I just wanted to scream and wear a cool uniform. I was a cheerleader. So, yeah.
What the hell is a herky jerk?
Herky jump. You just jump like that.
You are
It's
quite the
stupid.
athlete, still an athlete, still working out. What kind of classes do you do? Do you work out?
Yeah, I actually, the pandemic, the teacher at the gym I went to started doing them on Zoom and Facebook. And so I do it 3 times a week right over there. And it's awesome. I don't ever want to go back to a gym.
What class is it, though, specifically? What do you do in the class?
It's called full body. And we do lunges, cardio, weightlifting, everything. Everything. Yeah, it's a full body workout. And it's never like exactly the same all the time, which is nice. So your body never gets used to it.
What other classes have you done?
Might be it.
I heard you have a remarkable recipe for salmon, baked salmon. You want to tell me about that?
It's cedar plank salmon. And there's a restaurant here up in Laurel Canyon called Pache, and they have this cedar plank salmon that so delicious. I was like, I've got to make it. So you just get cedar planks. You can get them at Amazon, get a big package of them. You soak them for an hour, 2 hours in water. You get your salmon and olive oil, fresh cut parsley, fresh cut garlic, kosher salt, pepper, and you put it on the hottest barbecue on the plank for, depending on how big the salmon is, like 20 minutes, and you do not open that lid. Don't open the lid, gang, because then it browns on the top. And I am telling you, it is a flavor that if you eat fish because, oh, I want to eat light, you don't even think you're eating light. It's so delicious.
What makes it so delicious? Is it the cedar plank?
It's
Or
the
the
cedar
barbecue?
plank, and it's both. And it is the because the planks are wet, it steams the fish. It cooks the fish through the steam, and yet it still gets crispy and nice char on top if you don't open the lid. So yeah, that's like one of my favorite things to make. I also make Italian Sunday gravy on Sundays, although I did make it this Monday. And then, like my grandma, you do it in a big pot, cook it for 5 hours. It's reduced, and then you put all that in little containers, and you have sauce or gravy for the next couple of weeks.
So you simmer it down.
You heard me.
Simmer down
You better
now?
simmer down. Yeah.
One of
you
my
better
most
put it
favorite
on low
characters
heat.
is. Tell me about that character, Simmer Down Now. Is it based on your gravy cooking? Is it based on your grandma's cooking? What's it based on?
It's based on a friend of mine, Kenny, and I one summer. I was on SNL, and we would just yell out the window of the car, "Pick up your poop now! Slow it down now!" We were just making ourselves laugh, and it was so stupid. And I thought, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm an adult acting like a child, and I get to do it for a living. And so I thought, I'm going to write a character based around this.
Hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Really funny. Nice going, Cherries. Tell me about your salads. How do you like your salads? How do you like your salad dressing? On the side or in the salad?
I like it in the salad. I do my own just olive oil, let me see, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and a little Dijon.
That's what I like.
Or if not
you-
the lemon juice, I'll do a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Oh, that's too much for me. You're doing so well. You were
Interesting.
courteous, receptive to courtesy. Now this apple cider vinegar business, it simply
Why don't
won't
you
do.
put it? Yeah, why don't you put it on a low heat and simmer down?
That's hysterical. Are
Oh
you a member of
gosh,
Costco?
I sure am.
Tell me about that.
If they had a Costco's members only jacket, I'd wear it.
Tell me about Costco. Do you like the long lines? You like to go when no one's there? What do you purchase? You ever get the croissants in the 12-pack?
When I have guests coming and staying, I might get the croissant. I get my salmon. I get scallops there. I get all my seafood. And let me see. I always get like milk chocolate salted caramels. Like them there. And I get my Marcona almonds there. Yeah, I like the Costco.
You ever eat anything weird? What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Let me see. I don't know, honey. What are you on the street?
Where I am is not important. What I really want is a room with a view, see a tree, maybe a squirrel. But that's not possible.
Oh, are you incarcerated?
Let's just say I'm indisposed at the moment.
From the waist down? It's none of my business.
It would be quite something to know you in real life. You seem like you'd be the life of the party. Are you? Or do you just blend in to parties?
I like to observe at parties.
From where? Corner of the room?
Yeah, I love to people watch. I said ever since I was a kid, I used to watch people be, and then as an adult, I got to be everyone I ever watched. And the great thing is they don't know that you're being them.
Isn't that quite the mystery of life? You've done so many impressions, so many characters. Talk about Barbara Walters. What's she like? What's she smell like? What's her breath like?
She is not offensive. She practices hygiene. She is intimidating. She is all business. Yet I have had so much. I've gotten more out of this woman than she's gotten out of her own life. I mean, I love doing her. And I was forced to do her on SNL. I shouldn't say forced, but I didn't do impressions. And they were like, they kept asking. And then finally it's like, okay, Cheri, we're not asking. You have to do Barbara Walters. So I studied her to have a different take on it. And it was ended up being like the best thing I was ever made to do. And yeah, so a funny story. Do you want to hear a funny story about her?
I'd love to.
Okay. Her very last appearance on The View, my cousin Mary called me and she said, hey, did you hear Barbara Walters is leaving The View? And I said, yeah, I heard that. She goes, you should do something on there. Yeah, that's how easy family thinks it is. And I go, yeah. And so about 2 weeks later, she calls me up. She goes, hey, I called the gang at The View. I told them I thought it would be a good idea if you did something. And I go, you what? Yeah, I talked to them there. They agreed with me. And I said, they said they'd give you a call closer to when Barbara was leaving. And I'm like, what the? So I thought, all right, well, cool. They were nice to her, you know? Well, a few months later, I get a call from The View. Yeah, your cousin Mary called us from New Jersey. She told us it would be a good idea. And well, I'm like, oh my God. So it was actually my cousin Mary that got me booked on The View on Barbara's last day. And when they asked me, what would you like to do? And I said, my dream is to interview her as her. So I got to do that thanks to my cousin Mary. And she was sitting across from me. We looked, and she kept looking into, she would make small talk with me. But everybody was very nervous around us because they wanted her to do well. They wanted her to be comfortable. And so she's, right before we were we were going, they were setting up the cameras. They go, "My hair's a mess. Someone, my hair's a mess." So her pit crew comes in. Do her hair, goes off. A few minutes later, she goes, "It's still a mess. Somebody, it's still a mess." Pit crew comes in, walks off, and she's like, "I don't know what the hell. Somebody come in." And so they come and they go, "Barbara, you're looking at Cheri's monitor."
That's a laugh out loud moment.
But I never saw Barbara Walters. I don't think anybody could have ever imagined seeing Barbara Walters laugh as hard as she did. That was a highlight for me to see her laugh that hard. And it made me feel so good because I knew she had a good time. Was that
the sort of thing that you were nervous about? You want her to have fun. You don't want her to be left in the dust.
I don't want no trouble. No, I wanted her
Talk about your cousin Mary. I want to talk about your cousin Mary. How the hell did she find the phone number to call those people to get you booked on the show?
This woman is the most entrepreneurial. There's nothing she can't do. She's in real estate, but she should be a publicist because she gets in touch with everybody. And I'm actually going to see her next week. Going to Philly for a wedding. And then my boyfriend and I are going to head down the shore to Ocean City afterwards for a week and stay with my cousin Steve and Mary.
You keep talking about this boyfriend. What's he like? Seems like a real light in your life.
He just helped me with the computer. His name is Johnny, and he's like, he's a good man.
That's all you can say.
He's handsome, smart, wonderful to me, great to my dogs. He's a good dad. He's got 2 boys, and we have his teenager son, Marlon, here. Oh, I shouldn't say the name. Every other week. And it's very interesting having a teenage boy in the house who takes hour-long showers 2 to 3 times a day.
I wonder why that is.
Well, let me just tell you something. When he comes down to get something to eat, he's shirtless, wet, and very relaxed. And I'm like, "Hey, now that you've busted your 3rd nut of the day, how about giving those strawberries a shower?" But he's adorable, and he loves the shower.
What do you love, Cheri?
I love that the caulking in his bathroom finally took, because it's right above my kitchen. I had replaced from leaking from his bathroom. It's his own personal aquatic water park. And so I had the ceiling replaced in that area 3 times and had to recaulk the bathroom to the point of now it's just an aquarium. So I just say, go in, have at it, and
What are your hobbies, Cheri's? What do you do when you're not doing something else?
We cook a lot. Like during the pandemic, Hannibal or Dr. Lecter, we ordered out maybe 3 times during the whole pandemic. We both love to cook, and we love to do things in the yard, plant stuff in the yard. And I said we fostered 3 dogs, and we're homebodies. So the pandemic didn't hurt us as bad because we're homebodies anyway.
What do you do for immunity? What do you do for health? Do you have any secret tips?
I work out. I try and eat healthy, but I love food, so it's, I just work out to support my eating habit because I eat pretty well.
Do you have any questions for me?
Ooh, what do you like to eat? Shitting!
I think you know what I like to eat, Cheri's.
Oh.
But never mind that.
What's your favorite snack?
Same thing.
Just smaller portions?
Let's just say if I'd like to eat for a main course a torso, for a snack I'd have a finger, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4.
Oh, Oh, now if I think about it, I'm sure you like to snack on the frontal lobe. Is
That's
that
right.
correct?
That's right. But not
Brain
always.
food.
I like what I can get. I like it fast, like it hard. It's not always easy to open up a skull, especially if you don't have the correct tools.
How is dating for you?
Non-existent. Sometimes I'd paint a picture, draw a picture. Sometimes I'd make gravy, just like you, except I'd use different ingredients.
Oh, but it would be red.
Why are you sitting
Be
so
red
far
sauce.
from the camera? I can barely see you. Move
Are you serious?
forward. Closer. Closer.
Oh no, I know what this is. Uh-uh.
Look inside yourself,
Ain't no.
please. Cherries. You know what I mean? Talk
Don't
about your
confuse me with your.
headphones.
Don't
Those
confuse me with your ex.
Talk about your headphones. They look like a pretty savvy pair of headphones.
They were a gift from my friend Marion, who is a writer for the BBC and the Irish news. She said, "Sure, would you like the headphones? I have no use for them now." And so I was like, "Sure," and it comes in handy.
You're so good at accents, like I said, so good at characters and impressions. You want to do some more of your impressions slash characters? Don't mean to put you on the
No,
spot. That's
oh
no.
well, I think you're good at impressions. You heard me.
You want to see my impression of a rotary phone?
Oh my God, that is one hot number. Do you remember when we used the rotary phones? I have a rotary phone here from when I moved into my house, and it's like an old fashioned, and it works. And I just had it disconnected because it rings constantly with, sales stuff. But nephew came over and goes, "Auntie, how do you do this?" Like he didn't know that you go like this.
Don't you find that amazing? They don't remember what we did because they never lived it. What is it about
I
time
know.
as it moves on? What is it about time that moves and subs and moves?
I just saw this fun advertisement for lawn darts. Remember lawn darts in the 70s when every kid had a death wish and your parents bought you the lawn darts? Rough crowd, where are you from? Jeez. Hello? Is this thing on?
I think
Lawn
we
darts.
might have lost Cherie's.
I'm here.
Internet might have been
What?
disabled.
Are you serious?
Well, we got to talk to her for a little while.
Wait!
She's
Johnny!
locked out. How was the rest of
Johnny!
it? Was the rest of it okay? Well, we got 25 minutes. I have snot on my face, but you can't tell, can you,
Aw.
Jason? So that won't affect the deepfake, I hope. You sure?
Aw. Am I back?
Is there a way she's gonna pop back in?
Hello? Hello?
Is she gonna try to pop in? We got 25 minutes on it, I'd say. Maybe 26. I asked all my questions. This is the Jeff Richards Show. My name's Hannibal Lecter. If you want to see more Jeff Richards Show, go to thejeffrichardshow.com. And now a song from Meanest Man Contest. So we're back. We lost Cheri Oteri because of internet connection. She should be in the room shortly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not here yet. Let's do another one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think I'll just wait for it to come in. I'm not going to do the numbers again. Countdown is useless. Closer. Closer still. She should be back any second. Any moment. Just gonna wait here. Try to be patient. Spent most of my life inside a cell. This shouldn't be that hard. I'll just sit still. Keep talking, keep myself sane, keep myself energized. So when she comes in, I'll still be interesting, but not too overbearing. Cheri Oteri. That rhymes. I forgot to tell her that I remembered that it rhymes. Recording now. Recording how. Recording pow wow. This is a solo cast. Or is it? Maybe Cheri will pick... Wait a minute. I've been calling her Cheri. I should be calling her Cherise. Her internet might not be good. She lives up in the hills. Sometimes the hills don't have the best recording efforts. The internet is weaker. Ah.
There you go.
Here we go. So sorry to lose you for a moment.
I'm sorry.
Like I said, we got disconnected. Somehow it might have been your internet service provider. It could have been mine. Very hard to say.
I'm sure it was mine. My last name is
What else should we-
Flintstone when it comes to anything technological.
Talk about Flintstone. Talk about the Flintstones. Talk about cartoons. They must have had an effect on your life.
I grew up watching cartoons. I mean, you know, growing up in the 70s, it was like that was your babysitter, that was your activity. Yeah, I just watched TV all the time and lost myself. And whenever I saw anything, I would then go and imitate it. I would watch Little House. I would watch Little House on the Prairie, and then go upstairs and put on my prairie-looking pajamas and put my hair in braids, and then go down into the kitchen and say to my mom, "Ma, when's Pa coming home?" And she'd say, "I don't know, but it better have some fucking money, I'll tell you that."
Your mother would swear, huh?
Oh, like a
That's what
sailor.
my mother would do.
Like
my
a
mother
sailor.
was a sailor. My mother was a sailor.
Okay.
She lived on the sea and didn't see much of her.
Oh.
So you'd take on these characters. Now we're getting a little closer to the real fire of the whole thing. You would listen to something and you would reproduce it. What other things did you reproduce, Cherise?
Well, anything that made my mother laugh, because I lived for my mother to be happy. Because if she was happy, I could be happy. Real dysfunctional. But anyway, I grew up she loved listening to comedy albums. And so as a child, I listened to whatever made her laugh. And I grew up listening to Woody Allen, Bill Cosby, George Carlin, Cheech and Chong, Richard Pryor. It was like she always had comedy albums on. And so I kind of would understand at a young age what they were talking about. I listened to him because it made her laugh. So
You understood the comedy, but was your brand a comedy? I mean, did you take on the exact sensibilities of your mother when you would listen to these comedy albums? Which one do you like better, Cheech or Chong?
both of them. I remember Sister Mary Elephant. I thought that was hysterical. Let me see. But I didn't take anything on. I just listened to them. You know, I listened to anything that made her laugh.
So you just sat back and enjoyed it.
And I thought it was funny, too, as a kid. I remember, like, in first grade or second grade, they say, "Does anyone have an anecdote?" And I'm like, "What's an anecdote?" Okay, oh, a joke. So I was like, I went to the doctor. He said I was schizophrenic. I said, "No, I'm not. Neither am I." And they go, "Miss Oteri, put your head down." That was our punishment always in Catholic grade school. Oh, rough crowd. So I remember telling that joke. I got it off of one of the comedy albums. And yeah, it was not, I did not read the room that well that day.
Well, it was a Catholic school room. They're not easy to read. Tell me, what was it like going to Catholic school? So repressed on some levels, on other levels, discipline, morals, things you can use for the rest of your life. But on the other hand, not exactly the best audience for comedy.
No, no, not a comedy-loving audience. They taught us very well the fear of God. They taught us all about fear and guilt.
The way you say that seems like you subscribe to the opposite. Free-loving, light-living.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, you don't seem too burdened by being told what to do. You go the other way, like with your fitness class. You lift weights. You running plays.
I don't run.
You're all over the place.
Yeah, Catholic school. I'm not sure what it taught me. It taught me a lot of fear and guilt, and discipline, I guess. You know, going to confession, and yeah, it was a trip. Yeah.
What about high school? Was it also Catholic?
Mm-hmm.
What was high school like for your Cheris?
Well, it was kind of good because it was all girls school, so you were really free to be funny because there weren't any guys around. And what I noticed was my girlfriends that were funny, whenever we were outside of school and guys were around, they were not funny anymore. And it was like, I realized, oh, being funny around a guy is not ideal. All right. Okay. How do I deal with that? And then I remember one time I was on Conan O'Brien, and he goes to me, "You must get asked out a lot." And I go, "Why do you think that?" And he goes, "Well, you're funny, you're cute." And I go, "Mm-mm." I said, when a guy says they're looking for a girl with a sense of humor, what that actually means is a girl that laughs at everything they say. And if her boobs shake when she laughs, then she's a friggin' riot. So...
Well, I think that's true on some levels, but not necessarily. I mean, you have enough confidence in yourself, your own humor. You can take in other people's humor.
Yes, but
No.
Well,
No, go ahead.
It was... Yeah, I entertained myself a lot as a kid.
I know what you're saying, though. There are certain groups of people that appreciate you more than other groups of people.
It was kind of like, Oteri, party of one, your table's ready. I was in my head by the whole time as a kid. And you know what's...
Wait a minute, yeah. Did you just pronounce it Oteri, not Oteri? Nobody knows it's pronounced like that.
I did the stupidest thing. When I got on SNL, I'll never forget running into Don Pardo in the hallway. And he was a very tall man with white hair, and he said, "Cheri, I'm Don Pardo." And I'm like, "Yes, you are." And he goes, "How would you like me to pronounce your name?" And I was like, "How?" And I go, "Whatever you think." And he goes, "I like the rhyme. It rolls off the tongue." And so he said, "Cheri Oteri." And it wasn't that different because people in LA would say Cheri Oteri just because the way it's spelled, you know, E-R-I, E-R-I. But I grew up, it was always Oteri. So I always say Oteri. And if somebody says Oteri, it's fine. Oteri, Oteri, potato, potato.
Seems like a happy accident.
People say, "Oh, your name must be, you know, like a stage name." I'm like, no.
It's a lot more catchy, Cheri Oteri, the rhyme in itself.
That's what Don Pardo
commits itself
said.
to memory.
That's what Don Pardo said.
Well, you didn't know what he said because at the time, Don Pardo didn't know how to pronounce it. You just left it in his hands.
I did.
You made the right decision. You made the right call.
I think my dad would have rather it be Oteri, but we acquiesced.
I don't know what that word means, and I'm very intelligent.
Well, I'll try and...
I do know what it means. No, I don't. Wait, tell me. I find it acquiesced. I should know what it means, but I don't. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's talk about your dogs. I want to talk about your dogs some more. What colors are they?
Are you getting hungry? Jeez.
I'm very hungry.
They're both a honey colored.
Can you pull one of them up onto the screen?
I'd have to run and get her because we have a gate up. They're only allowed on one side of the house because then they have the doggy door that goes outside. But we keep this part of the house for free. But I could get her and bring her in. Do you want me to?
Go get her.
Okay.
Sure, let's do it. Cheri's quite the athlete. Won't be long before she's back. Skip, bam, boom. Just pick up the dog, and I get to look at it. Fantasize about eating it. Fantasize about... I guess you can hear me.
Is it Del
Oh, wow.
Castro? Let me put my earphones on.
His name is Fidel Castro or Adele Castro?
Adele.
Adele
1 second.
Castro.
Dilly, say hi, Mama.
Oh, she's just adorable.
Hello, Mama.
What a cute little thing she is. How much do you say she weighs?
She's 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
20 pounds.
She's a girl, as you can tell by her
We might have to edit that part out.
her coin purse.
Her coin purse.
Yes.
I never heard that one before.
I always thought they looked like those old-fashioned coin purses. You know, the doggies' vaginas.
Oh yeah.
You know this?
Oh, the one the type of purse that closes on itself.
You just go like that, and that's opens it, and then it's like just. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Whatever happened
To the-
Whatever happened to coin purses? Why come people don't use coin purses anymore? It's not like coins went away.
Because they're whores, and so they're always open.
That's hysterical.
I had a dog that was blind. She was my father's dog. When my dad passed away, I went and got her. Her name is Sweet Mama. And whenever I would talk to her like this, she would get on her back and open her legs. So I would take her to the park, and I would go like this, Mama, where's your coin purse, Mama? Where's your coin purse? She'd get on her back and open her legs, and people were like, how the hell did you teach her that?
I love it. I love the
Mama's
word coin
got-
purse to describe the female genitalia of a dog.
Mama's got a
Brilliant.
coin purse. Daddy never sleeps at night.
That's a tune I can get into.
Right?
What a cute dog. What kind of disposition does that dog have?
She's a bit
Does
of a
it
bitch.
bite?
No, she's a bit of a bitch.
Does she
Yeah.
snap? Does she bite? She ever snap anyone's ankles before?
No, but she won't back down from a fight, and she'll start a fight too. I wish she was better tempered, but I mean, she's great. But when I walk her, she just barks at dogs to the point of it's embarrassing. She's got the Napoleon syndrome, like her mom. Why I oughta.
Simmer down now.
You
Simmer down now, Cheris.
All right, I'm gonna let her go.
Simmer down.
Go ahead, Mommy. Oh, thank you for letting me bring
Yes.
her on.
You're so lucky to be able to have pets. I myself cannot.
Well, you
I have to
stop
stay in
eating
the
them.
cell.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm stuck in the cell. It's good for COVID, though. You can't catch COVID when you're in a cell. Just me, all by myself with my drawings.
Right. So you're in solitary confinement, right?
Not necessarily solitary confinement, although it must feel that way sometimes.
Hi to Derek
you leave,
Chauvin
they're
for
gonna
us.
put on-
Say hi to Derek Chauvin for us, will you?
Listen, when they leave,
Mm-hmm.
when you leave, they're going to turn up the volume on that preacher in the TV set in the corner. You ever seen Silence of the Lambs, Cherise?
Yes.
Remember that part where they turned away? I was left in the cell.
Yes.
They left the TV on with the preacher. That's what they're going to do to me when you leave. Even though I get to host this show, when you leave, I'll have to go back to my normal business.
You know what that sounds like? Also,
What?
remember when we were kids and you get a card or something from a cereal box, and they always said put it in the spokes of your bike for that real engine sound?
Yeah.
That's what that sound is bringing back to me.
Do they still have spokes on bikes?
They sure do. Remember everything that was in a cereal box? Collect them, trade them, put them in the spokes of your bike for that real engine sound.
The toys always seem more glorious than they were when you look at them when you're older. You get a little piece of plastic, you ape shit.
My brother and sister, it was a bloodbath when it came to the prize of the box. It was literally a bloodbath. I never got it.
Tell me about your siblings. What was it like living and growing up with your siblings?
They were tough. It was dog eat dog.
Because it was Philadelphia? Because Philadelphia has lots of overcast?
No, it's because it
Why?
was my house.
turbulent.
Oh, that's Desi. That's how big he is.
Let's see Desi. Go get Desi.
Oh man, I'm not gonna
Can
get
you?
him.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's wild.
Sounds like a lot bigger dog. Cheri, you're a delight to talk to, but I'm afraid this interview has come to a close.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Is there any social media you'd like to plug?
No? Like what?
Don't you have a Twitter account?
Yeah. I don't really. I'm not that into it. You can tell by the
You don't
amount.
want to get into it.
No, you can tell by. I don't really care that much about that. I should probably pay more attention to it, but I don't. Yeah, I have an account.
Is there anyone else's social media you'd like to plug? Anybody you'd like to prop up? Like, your dogs.
They don't
Talk
have
about your
account.
dogs.
They don't have.
Talk about your dogs some more.
They don't have an account.
What else can you tell me more about your dogs?
Oh, honey. I guess there's nothing. I mean, nothing else we can.
What are the birth dates?
May and June. That's as
May and
close.
June.
Yeah.
I'll try to remember and send you something.
They were rescues, so I don't know exactly when they were born, but we approximated May and June for the two of them.
We'll expect to get a small little gift in May and in June.
Okay.
For the puppy dogs.
Oh, do you have any dogs?
I myself cannot
No,
have
I know.
dogs.
Do you know if your friend Jeff has any dogs?
No. I don't think so.
Jimmy Crackcorn, and you don't care. All right.
Jimmy Crackcorn. And I have almost... Well, I thought I could make a joke, but I can't.
What?
I don't know. I thought I could wordplay quicker than I thought, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you remember you're a cannibal, not a comedy, not a stand-up comedian.
I'm a cannibal, not a comedian. Yes,
Right.
You're quite right about that. I really like your beams. Are they cedar, like the planks you use to make salmon, or are they something else? Are they pine wood? What are they, Cheri?
Actually, I don't know what they are. But I wanted to show you this cool guitar. Do you know Bobby Slayton? He's a stand-up comedy guy.
I certainly do,
Right.
yes. The pit
Well-
bull of comedy.
Right. Well, he came to my house, and my house was built in '29. W.C. Fields used to live here, and Bobby makes these really, really cool guitars, and he made one for me. I'm going to show it to you real quick, okay? 1 second.
Please do. There she goes. She'll be back quickly. When she runs, it's more like sprinting. She's as agilic as a panther, and she's back with the guitar.
It's all. Wait a minute. It's all comedy people from the 1920s and on.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool? It's all
That is cool.
early comedy. Every single piece of this is. Look at those are the movie cameras.
Wow.
Aren't they beautiful? I mean,
So much detail.
every bit of this is covered, and it's just gorgeous. It's like, to look at it, you can't stop looking at it. It's just there's so many wonderful things to see. Okay, this was a much more interesting than me talking about my dog, even on the inside.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So, that was something I recently got, and I was very excited about getting that. It was all in the theme of my house and comedy.
What a beautiful life you lead.
It's okay. It's pretty good.
Now you're doing
I can't
You're
complain.
doing so well. You're courteous, receptive to courtesy, and then you showed me the guitar. Before that, I saw your dogs, up close and personal. Well, not both of them, but one. I heard the other one bark. What a day I've had as well.
I thought, I got to show you something other than you keep asking me about my dogs. They are exciting, but yeah, I thought the guitar might be fun to see. All right, honey, I'll let you go. Whoa! How about it? How about it? Yeah. Damn, I'm interesting.
You are interesting. I'd react more if I wasn't me, Hannibal Lecter, but I have to kind of play it straight. That's how I am. I have to be me.
I wouldn't want you to be anybody else.
Cheri Oteri for the hour. To see more of The Jeff Richards Show, go to thejeffrichardshow.com. And now a song from Meanest Man Contest. Goodbye, Cheri.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye.
Eat well.
See you on the flip side.
Okay.